Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Peace be upon you, everybody. Good morning from Sydney. This is at the International Convention Centre where the ISPRM 2024 is being held. I am humbled to be given the Herman Flax Award at this conference. It came out as a surprise to me, but a pleasant surprise, and I just love it. The background to it all is my pioneering work in rehabilitation medicine in Malaysia, which started in 1980, and over 25 years, I had built up rehab medicine from what was almost nothing, except for its history in 1930 of leprosy rehabilitation, and mainly social rehabilitation, to the scientific version of rehab medicine. And the focus was on developing teams, multidisciplinary teams, interdisciplinary teams, and transdisciplinary teams, from almost nothing to what it is today. And the most important thing is, in the beginning, the approach was to develop academic capacity. So the goal was to have enough people to teach our doctors, our medical students, and also to take care of our patients and to do research and development in rehabilitation medicine. How did we do it? In the beginning, it was to attract our allied health professionals, especially physiotherapists, occupational therapists, orthotists and prosthetists, and the nurses, and many other team members, including people in the community, to come together and work together. I had worked alone as a rehab physician. After I came back from England for my training, I was alone for 13 years. And I came back at the end of 1983. With the development of the teams that I mentioned earlier on, we could move on to postgraduate training, residence training for sports medicine, which was started in 1996, and rehabilitation medicine in 1997. The first batch, it wasn't easy. I have to look out for this people, participants, learners. And who came forward? It's the students whom I have taught in medical school. So I think it is one of the best ways to attract people into our specialty, to introduce teachings in rehab medicine right in the medical school. And that was how I started. I started teaching medical students in 1980. And I had my first batch of residents in rehab medicine from the people I've taught only in 1997, when we were ready to start the rehab medicine residency training program. Now, what's happening now? There are two training programs, residency training programs in rehab medicine, one at the University of Malaya and the other one at University Institute Technology Mara. And each year, 50 to 60 doctors apply. It's getting very popular, but we only have 10 to 15 positions each year. So we have to do more. We are lucky we have had 147 graduates to date, and they're all serving the community out there. Majority work in the Ministry of Health, which has got a fantastic system of service right down from the big hospitals to the clinics in the community. So you can get rehab service at any of these outlets in Ministry of Health. The other interesting thing that has happened is the development of special interest groups. At least 55 rehab physicians out of the 147, now that's about more than 30%, have gone into special interest group. And where were they trained? They were trained all over the world, more than 15 countries all over the world. And what happens when they go out to be trained in these countries? They make friends, they collaborate in research, and that way we internationalize ourselves continuously. And it is now like an Olympiad. The doctors don't just train themselves. Once they come back, they train the whole team. In fact, that was the modus operandi that I took in the early days. I sent people training in teams to Edinburgh and Southampton, for instance, for stroke and neurological rehabilitation. A physiotherapist, a nurse, and an occupational therapist went together. And they stayed there for about 5 to 6 months. When they came back, they formed their teams and they trained other people. Similarly, teams were sent for spinal cord injury rehab in Sir George Bedbrooke Centre in Australia, hand rehabilitation also in Australia, and many other special interest groups. That way, we develop the different sections that are required to grow the rehab medicine service further in the country. Now, I am so happy that with the increase in numbers of rehab physicians, physiotherapists, occupational therapists, nurses, and the rest of team members, speech therapists, psychologists, and the rest, including complementary and integrative rehabilitation medicine practitioners, we can serve a huge population in Malaysia. Now, 33.3% of our population can do better with rehab when they need it. At the moment, 33.3% of our population, which is 34 million, would be about 11 million. And at the moment, we can serve nearly 5 million. We still have work to do, and I'm sure the young ones will continue to improve and help Malaysia get into the appropriate health systems so that people can access rehabilitation service as promoted by the World Health Organization. Thank you.